We're at AA again. It's an AA day every day. Yes, sirree, Bob. Bob. No, but that's Bill Wilson. Dr. Bob. I don't have. There's a picture around here somewhere of him. And I'm in the Serenity Room and gonna give a. I was looking at the past qualifications I did, and I sort of promised you San Juan after 2, and on 3 I actually got into my high school drinking um, and college drinking. So what we're going to talk about now, what I'm going to share with you, I should say, is that when I got to San Juan, a skinny runt, 155 pounds, was 25 years old, and just had to close my back. I came to join my father in business. He invited me. I was looking for a change. My biological clock was ticking. No, looking at this video, you can never figure out how to fix. There you go. My biological clock was ticking, and although I had found a really nice girl over in Denver, Colorado, Berthoud, Colorado to be exact, I wanted to have a Puerto Rican family. So I took a flight down to Puerto Rico. I forgot which way it went. Was that a direct flight or to go through Dallas, I think. Anyway, got to Puerto Rico, lived with my mom, started going to work at my father's store. My father started treating me like a partner right away, which was a nice feeling. Remember, I never have seen my father since I was 13. When I actually was running away from him because I was terrified. It was a very violent divorce, and I was terrified of him. So it was a nice experience. Every day ended out with some beers or shots over at the store in Guaynabo. And I had to find my own life, which I didn't have one. One time, my mother asked me to sort of be an escort to a co-worker's son of hers, a co-worker of hers, his son. He used to work over in the ESG Towers, and believe it or not, that son, I was only 25 years old. We were looking at Playboy magazines. He was about my age, a little bit less. And he took out a joint, and we smoked it. And well, this is a part of my story. This is private, but heck, guys, I'm a father. Why shouldn't you know? He seduced me. And that was actually the reason why I mentioned that occasion was because that was the the jump start of my gay life in Puerto Rico, and also my drinking. This is when gay and drinking come together. I started going out to the clubs in San Juan, but I could never get myself to dance or to meet anybody, without drinking. And the only problem, I didn't know when to stop. I was always lucky, always found someone to spend the night with, but damn, did I get smackered. Lord, but I had a good time. It was back in the disco days. Dancing Queen. Yeah, you know. And those were the beginning of my drinking days. Really hard drinking days, because I would get home at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. The bars wouldn't close here. And so that was the way it was all throughout the first 2 years of my being in Puerto Rico. And then continued, my drinking continued into my married life. There's a lot of these things, there's a lot of these um, details in between, which I'm going to record for you all later on, that nobody else has to know, and it shouldn't be in a qualification. So I promise you that. That way, when I go, you know every little bit about me and how my life intertwined, because there was a big intertwine in my life, as you can imagine. But that part will leave as a memoir instead of a qualification. After I got married with Raquel, the drinking kept on with wine, and business was getting going. I started my business and got home. I would have to start drinking wine right away. Your mother always used to criticize me for the big bottle of wine I used to bring home, and I would finish it. Big one of those big family gallons of the Gallo. And that was a routine for a while. And Paul came along, and before Paul came along, or after Paul came along, yeah, I was only drinking. So 1978, after Paul arrived, was when I was introduced to cocaine by certain members of La Farandula, like they call it over here, the show business people. They all used it. It was like a social thing to do. But I loved it. And with my drinking, it was a great combination. And all the way down the road, cocaine and alcohol also destroyed my life. And all of my businesses. This is important for you all to know. My cocaine use got to be, back in 1983, was my my height, my peak use, I would be using something like $50,000 a year. In 1983 money, I had a cash business. I could do it. Drinking was a part of my day. Just walked across the street to Rancho de Moisés, which is still there, over by the Canton Mall, and I would start my drinking there. And then my neighbor, the business neighbor of mine, he sold coke. When I couldn't get my good stuff, I had to sell. I would buy some of his crap. That was crap. I could feel it already. And basically, this was back in 1983. And with that, I will leave this portion because we're somewhere around 10 minutes already. Yeah. And the next portion will be um, 1983 and beyond.